First, I'd like to start this speech telling you that you are in front of you a happy investor in Montenegro. Because, like, by the way, the speeches this morning were the optimism of the speeches was contagious, and I hope you all convinced by the two speeches this morning that we must accelerate in Montenegro. And as the president of the European Union was saying this morning, we didn't wait Montenegro to access or to wish to access EU to invest because we've been here for more than 10 years. And in the region, I remember people were saying, what are you doing? You're going to build a 72 megawatt wind farm in Montenegro 10 years ago. Are you crazy? We said, but the first thing I said at that time is when I look at your country, you have all the elements to make the renewable energy successful. You got the sun, you got the wind, you got space. I'm sorry, but you got only 600,000 people. That's linked to the density is very important. So the first thing I said is, I said to my team, you'll see, one day we will export energy from Montenegro. We're not far from there. Things are changing dramatically in the energy business right now and in energy needs. Unfortunately, the electrification of the usage is not going fast enough. We all thought it would be faster. We all thought we will have electric car faster. We all thought that data center will come faster and so on. It's on the way. So what we have to do in Montenegro is to fulfill the needs of all the new sector you mentioned, agri-food, very important, tourism, very important, data center, but all those sectors, you need more energy. So what I wanted to share with you this morning is how we see the things as an investor that have been here since 10 years. We think we must accelerate now. And we have ideas to accelerate, of course. First of all, it was very important to build the trust with the country in a different time. But today the trust is here, and the idea is ready for us that have been developing renewable energy all over the world in the last 22 years. Now it's time to share the experience. And as a private company, we are not here only to do business. We are also here to be part of the vision the country has. And for that, we need to share all the experiences we experimented all over the world. And this morning, we were a lot of people on the stage. We mentioned MOU. But to be frank with you, the MOU we signed this morning is very, very important. Why? Because we're touching three subjects. First subject, new ideas to save space, to produce energy, to avoid the evaporation of the water. You know, we have more volatility in the water in those age. 2 years you have water in Montenegro, the two next years we have less water. So it's very important to save water everywhere. So floating solar, we signed an MOU for floating solar. It's very important because you are touching all those aspects by you are using space which is dedicated to water to produce energy. You're saving the water. That's a very important aspect. The second one we sign is linked to solar, but it could be also what we called agrivoltaism. You know, I came in Budva 3 years ago, and when I was mentioning about agrivoltaism, every time I go somewhere, I talk about agrivoltaism. It's a so simple idea. It's how to share the space and not to compete between farming and producing renewable energy with solar, because solar energy takes space. So in 2007, we experimented the first project, which was sharing the space between farming and photovoltaic. It's more than ever important to go to that direction because of climate change. It's accelerating. We need shade. We need to save, collect the water, and there is many ideas on that. Last but not least, that that's the most important thing we're going to have to do in the coming years, and that's what we signed with EPCG. Storage. We started storage 13 years ago in a small island called Réunion Island. Why we started storage? It's because we have 1 million people on 150 kilometers, 50 kilometers, and 80% of the island is a volcano. We had to feed the people, and we had also to electrify the people. The problem we were facing 13 years ago, 1-3, is at noon on Sunday, we had overproduction of solar. So what do we do in that case? So we had the idea to store the energy and batteries. But at that time, more than 10 years ago, the price of batteries was 10 times bigger. So we divided the price of batteries by 10 in the last 10 years, and we increased the density of batteries by 3 in the last 3 years. So now in a 20-feet container, you can put 6 megawatts. Can you imagine what it is? So we are at a stage where everything is here, the technology is here, is affordable. That's the most competitive way to produce energy. What we're missing today is we need to, there is the people from EU, from EBRD, we need to increase the investment in grid, but I think my friend from EDF will mention that later. That's very important. We need to develop interconnection. When I arrived, you were financing this line with Italy. Can we double it? We're gonna be part, and you mentioned your strategic position in the region. Akuo, we're working in Bulgaria, in Greece, in all the Balkans. We need your position. We need to export to the north because you got the resource. We need to export affordable energy to the north. And for that, my proposal is very simple. We signed those 3 MOU with EPCG. We need to do a PPP, a private-public procurement. Why? Because we need to accelerate. Tenders is very important. So you can do tenders, you can organize tenders, that's great. And you will have to do that, and you are doing that already. But what we are ready to do is to share. And for that, we need the trust, and we need to be able to share the information, share the experience. So those PPP are very important. So that's my recommendation. It's good for Akuo, that's for sure, but it's good for PCG, and it's good for the country because we will share any secret, anything we developed in the different countries over the 22 years, we are ready to share because there is no more time for us, for our kids. The climate change is accelerating. The demand of energy, your vision, your needs. So my proposal is really to do those PPP and to show the path as pioneer, because with Carnival in Montenegro, we were pioneer together in the Balkan. So let's continue to show the path to the region. That's my guess and my wish for today.